My cash increased by $41,000 in the past month. I'm a huge advocate for financial transparency. I believe financial transparency can hopefully educate you and also inspire and motivate you to see what is possible for you and your finances. If you're watching this video, you might be a bookkeeper, maybe a business owner, maybe an entrepreneur, maybe you're just interested in investing in finances. Either way, this video is designed to be financial transparency so that I can educate you, so that you can see what are the possibilities out there when it comes to your finances. I'm just a regular person. I'm 31 years old. I'm married. I have kids. I'm a bookkeeper. I own my own business. I'm a real estate investor. I make these videos because I believe financial transparency is really important. I talk about how much money I make in my bookkeeping business. I talk about how much money I have in these personal finance videos. We all know how much money Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos have, but that's kind of irrelevant to us. Like, sure, they have billions of dollars, but that doesn't mean anything for you and me, us regular people. So I like to be financially transparent with my finances and my business. So I share how much money I make, how much money I have. With that being said, I also believe that comparison is the thief of joy. Apparently, it's a quote by President Theodore Roosevelt. So if you are watching this video and if you get jealous or if you get upset or if you start to feel bad about yourself, that's no good. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to say, hey, look at me, I have all this money, because there are millions of people out there that have way more money than I do, but there's also people out there that are probably similar to me, and maybe you are looking for different ideas on how to invest your money, or maybe you're wondering, if I quit my job and I start a bookkeeping business, or I start any business, or I become a real estate investor, what's possible? What are the possibilities with me and my finances and my business? So I'm here to share that. If you're brand new to the channel, I teach other people how to start a bookkeeping business. I also have a bookkeeping business myself, been doing it for 4 years. And in this video, I'm not going to talk about bookkeeping. I'm just going to talk about my personal finances. So I said in the beginning, my cash increased by $41,000. And that's because I had a really good month in July. I had a record month with my bookkeeping business. I made like $60,000 in July alone through my bookkeeping business, also through my real estate investments. So my cash increased. So I had $240,000 in July. When I say cash, I'm talking about my cash minus my lines of credit, minus my credit card balance, plus my private money loans, because those are basically current assets. They're not technically cash equivalents, but they're current assets because they are notes receivable. I will receive that money in less than 12 months. So a current asset would be anything that will become liquid in less than 12 months. So if you own a property that you're going to keep, that's probably not a current asset. That would be a long-term asset or a fixed asset. But my notes receivable, I consider to be basically cash equivalents for this scenario, for this example. So I had $240,000 in July, and in August, I have $282,000. So I have 4 private money loans out right now. So the majority of my money is tied up in private money loans. I keep like $10,000 in my personal bank account, $10,000 in my business bank account. I have one credit card that I use. I just pay it off every single month. So there's always like a $5,000 outstanding balance on my credit card. The majority of my cash or my cash equivalents or my current assets are tied up in my private money loans. So basically, I am a real estate investor, kind of. I have a cash flowing business. So my bookkeeping business is very successful for now. I've been doing it for 4 years. Who knows what might happen tomorrow, but for right now, today, it's pretty successful. I'm able to cash flow very nicely with my bookkeeping business. So what do I do with that cash? I could reinvest all that money back into my business, spend it on advertising and marketing, spend it on people. I could hire bookkeepers and managers and upper level management. I could grow my bookkeeping business if I wanted to and dump it all back into advertising and marketing to get more clients and grow my bookkeeping business. But I'm not doing that right now. It's just me in my bookkeeping business and nobody else. So my business is cash flowing very, very well. I don't have a property. I don't have vehicles. I don't have a ton of inventory. I don't have rent. I don't have many expenses at all. So cash flowing very nicely. So what do I do with that cash? I thought about buying properties and renting them out, but honestly, I have a full-time job with my business that I run 40 plus 60 hours a week. I don't have time to manage rental properties. I know there are a ton of tax benefits when it comes to owning rental properties. I'm just not there yet. I'm not doing it. I want to keep my cash fairly liquid in case something happens in the future. So right now I have almost all of my money tied up in private money loans. And it's a very easy way to get a pretty good return on my cash. My bookkeeping business is cash flowing very well, and also my private money loans are cash flowing very well. I'm getting 12% annual interest plus 2% origination fee. So if I give you $100,000, you're going to pay me $1,000 every month, interest only, while you hold my money, while you have the loan, plus 2% origination fee. So if I give you $100,000, you're going to pay me $2,000 at closing when you buy the property in the form of an origination fee, $2,000 upfront origination fee. The thing is, I'm flipping these loans in 3 or 4 months. So I give you $100,000. You pay me $2,000 upfront and then $1,000 every month. If you pay me back in 3 months, I take that $100,000, I flip it again, and then somebody else gives me 2% origination fee plus $1,000 every month. If everything goes perfectly, if I can flip my loans every 3 months, that means I'm getting 12% annual interest plus I'm getting 2% 4 times per year because I'm getting that origination fee. So I'm getting 8% per year in the form of an origination fee as long as everything goes perfectly, which it never does. But let's just say in this perfect example, 2% every 3 months is 4 times per year. That's 8% plus 12% interest. So I'm getting 20% on these private money loans to real estate investors. Now, sometimes the loans do close in less than 3 months. Sometimes they close in more than 3 months. I have a loan out right now that has been outstanding for 10 months. So it's not always perfect. It's not always 3 months, but it is usually less than 6 months. So I'm getting a great return on my private money loans. However, there is no tax benefit to lending money for real estate investors. Like if you buy rental properties, you can get that depreciation expense and that will significantly reduce your taxable income. But as a private money lender, there are no tax benefits. It's straight up income taxed as my ordinary income. It's definitely not as good as buying rental properties, but it's so much less hands-on. All I have to do is underwrite the borrower, which is the most important part. This whole business, this whole investment strategy is all about risk mitigation. I need to make sure that my borrowers are going to pay me back. I'm the bank. I'm lending money to real estate investors. So I need to make sure that they're going to pay me back. If they don't pay me back, I do have first lien position on the property. So worst case scenario, I give somebody $100,000, they buy a property, I get first lien on the property, they default on the loan, they don't pay me back, I have to foreclose on the property. So I spend $100,000 and I end up getting a property that I now have to fix and flip myself, and then I can sell it and hopefully get my money back. That's never happened to me. I've only been doing this for a year, so I'm very inexperienced. I don't really know what I'm doing. I know a little bit, but worst case scenario, I foreclose on the property, I get the property back. It's not like I would just straight up lose my $100,000. Like what could happen if you invest in a stock and the company goes bankrupt, you might just end up losing all of your money. If you invest $100,000 into a stock and they just lose, the company goes under. So it is pretty secure relative to investing in the stock market, and the returns are super high. The other thing is that with the underwriting, so I do make sure that the borrower is credit worthy. So I check a few things. Me as a bookkeeper and an accountant, I'm positioned pretty well to underwrite these loans because I understand taxes and financials. So I will request 2 years of tax returns, their current balance sheet, their current profit and loss for their business, their 2 most recent bank statements. I will also ask for the scope of work for the renovations, for the fix and flip. Also, what other properties did they use for comps to come up with the ARV for the property, the after rehab value of the property. So if you buy a property for $100,000 and you fix it for $20,000, you're all in $120,000, but the ARV, the after rehab value, might be $160,000. So you put 120 into it, sell it for 160. These fix and flippers are making $40,000 per property that they fix and flip. So the flippers are making a ton of money. The lenders are making a ton of money. Everybody wins. The local community wins because their properties that were in bad condition get fixed. And now the housing market goes up. The flippers make money. The lenders make money. Truly, everybody wins. But me, as a private money lender, I have to properly underwrite the loan. So I want to make sure that the borrower will be able to pay me back. Finally, I have an attorney draft up the note and the mortgage and a personal guarantee. I also have a title agent review the title commitment to make sure there are no other liens on the property. That's very important, that there are no other liens, because I want first lien position on the property. So I want to make sure that if the borrower defaults and I have to foreclose, I actually get the property. I'm going to make sure that nobody else has a lien on the property. I want to be the one and only lien. So I have my title agent review the title commitment. Okay, so that's how my cash has increased by $41,000. And then if you guys made it this far in this video, honestly, I'm kind of making these videos because I love talking about this stuff. This stuff is probably not super interesting to the majority of people out there. But if you find this video interesting, like the video, subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be posting monthly updates on my personal finances every month moving forward, just to see where my money goes. So $240,000 to $282,000, an increase of $41-ish thousand in my cash. My retirement accounts actually decreased by $15,000 as of August 8th, because in August there was like kind of a stock market crash-ish in the beginning of August. So I lost $15,000. So I went from $272,000 down to $257,000 in my retirement accounts. I'm 31 years old. I've been investing in my retirement accounts since 2018. So for the past 6 years, I've accumulated $257,000. My mortgages, I have 2 houses. I have a rental property and I have my primary residence. My mortgage hasn't really changed. It went from $760,000 down to $759,000. So I've got 2 properties, 2 mortgages, and then my properties increased in value by $2,000. So my property value was $941,000 between my 2 houses, and now it's $943,000. So it's increased by about $2,000. So all in all, my net worth, whenever you take into consideration my cash, my private money loans, take out my credit cards and my lines of credit and my loans and my mortgages, add back in my retirement accounts and my property values, all in all, my net worth was $694,000 in July. If any of you are following along on this series, you will remember I made a video in July. $694,000 in July. Now it's $723,000. So I'm pretty excited. I just crossed the $700,000 mark, and hopefully in a year, maybe 2 years, I will cross that $1 million net worth. So my increase total was $29,000 from July, and my cash increase was $41,000. Take out the negative $15,000 from the retirement accounts, Total increase $29,000. The majority of that is attributed to my record month of my bookkeeping business. I made like $60,000 last month in my bookkeeping business. So thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I'm going to continue posting monthly updates on my personal finances. I hope you enjoy.